Okay, so we're doing mental math again, and these problems I took from things that I noticed that people are making common mistakes on. So if we look at the first one and we look at 6/9, and we're trying to make an equivalent fraction, and we have just numerators to go by. What I want you to think about is how do we find that denominator? So just pause the video and do it on a piece of scratch paper right now. Okay, welcome back. So the first thing that I do is I notice that the fraction is getting smaller. So 6 is actually getting smaller. So I know it's not multiplication, I know it's division. Okay, and then I ask myself, okay, what multiplied by 2 is going to give me 6? And I know that 3 is, so I know that 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2. And so I'm going to, whatever I do at the top, I do the bottom. And I have 9, and I know now I am dividing 9 by 3. And I know that 9 divided by 3 is 3, or I also can say what multiplied by 3 gives me 9, and that's 3. Okay, the next thing that lots of people seem to be struggling with, and this is, I understand, this is complicated. So we were trying to find a common denominator in order to compare two fractions. Okay, this one over here is done correctly, this one was done incorrectly. What I want you to do is analyze both, and I want you to explain to me either why this one is right and what this person did wrong. Okay, so the procedure here of how you make the common denominator, and then what this person's mistake was. So I'm just going to pause the video, or you're going to pause the video. Okay, welcome back. So looking at this, when we're making a common denominator and you have two denominators where one doesn't easily multiply to get the other one, so 5, I can't multiply anything really by 5 that's easy to multiply in order to get 8. So what you do then is you take this fraction and you multiply this fraction by the opposite denominator. Okay, so I have 3/5. I had changed this before. Remember I said on average a math teacher makes 3 mistakes per class. So 3 times 8 is 24, right? And then I'm going to compare these two. So I have 3 times 8, and 5 times 8 is 40 for the denominator. And then 7 over 8 is going to multiply by the opposite denominator, which is 5. So 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, and then I'm going to compare the two. And obviously 35 is bigger than 24, so 7 over 8 is the bigger fraction. Okay, notice that I'm multiplying. What this person did here is they went, oh, I need to get a common denominator, so I need to change the 5 to an 8, and I do that by adding 3, and then I'm going to do the same to the top, but they're adding 3 so that they have 6 over 8. Okay, so this is not correct. We don't add, we multiply by the opposite denominator. All right, if you're still having problems with any of this stuff or anything that was introduced this week, please make sure that you come to the Zoom session before you do the quiz on Friday.